If you ask any casual or dedicated Twilight fan which character holds the most enviable supernatural ability in the series, the overwhelming majority will name Alice Cullen. For nearly 2 decades, audiences have romanticized her gift of precognition as the ultimate superpower. They see a bright, bubbly vampire who can see every twist of the future before it happens. They watch her dodge every threat, plan every perfect moment, and keep her family safe from harm with nothing more than a vision in her mind. They frame her as the most free member of the Cullen coven, unshackled by the limitations that bind every other vampire and human in the world of folks. But this widely accepted reading of Alice Cullen is built on a fundamental, heartbreaking paradox. The very gift that the world sees as her key to freedom is the very thing that strips her of any chance to experience true freedom at all. Alice Cullen is the only character in the Twilight saga who spends every second of her eternal life trapped in a pre-written script, even as she moves through the world with the appearance of boundless spontaneity. She is the most free vampire in the story by every physical measure, yet she is the only one who can never make a truly unplanned, authentic choice for herself. Her foresight does not give her agency over her life. It takes that agency away entirely, forcing her to follow a path she has already seen, just to keep herself and the people she loves alive. This is the visual narrative paradox that defines every part of Alice Cullen's existence, and it is the thread that unravels the romanticized myth of her perfect, charmed life. To understand this paradox, we must first define what freedom actually means, beyond the surface level of physical movement and lack of restraint. Political philosopher Isaiah Berlin laid out the 2 core concepts of human freedom in his 1958 essay, 2 Concepts of Liberty, and his framework is the perfect lens through which to examine Alice's life. Berlin defines negative freedom as the absence of external obstacles or constraints on a person's actions. This is the freedom that the world sees in Alice Cullen. As a vampire, she has superhuman speed and strength. She can travel anywhere in the world in a matter of hours. She does not need to work for money, or answer to any human authority, or abide by the social rules that bind the humans around her. She faces almost no physical barriers to doing whatever she wants, whenever she wants. By every measure of negative freedom, Alice is the most unshackled character in the entire Twilight saga. But Berlin's second definition of freedom, positive freedom, is where Alice's paradox comes into sharp focus. Positive freedom is the ability to be the author of your own life. It is the capacity to make authentic, self-determined choices that reflect your true desires, values, and identity. It is the freedom to define who you are and what you want your life to be without being forced into a predetermined path by external or internal forces. This is the freedom that Alice Cullen can never have, no matter how much she chases it. Every choice that Alice makes in the series is not a product of her own spontaneous desire. It is a reaction to a future that she has already seen. She does not get to wake up in the morning and decide what she wants to do with her day. She wakes up already knowing what she has to do, to avoid the disastrous outcomes that play out in her visions. She does not get to experience the joy of a surprise, or the thrill of an unplanned adventure, or the quiet magic of a moment that unfolds in a way she never expected. Every moment of her life is already mapped out in her mind, long before it happens. She is not living her life as it happens. She is performing a script that she has already read, and any deviation from that script could lead to the death of the people she loves, or the destruction of the life she has built. This is the core of the paradox that defines her. She uses her gift to give her family safety and freedom, but in doing so, she surrenders her own freedom entirely. To fully grasp the weight of this paradox, we must also look at the context of Alice's human life and the trauma that shaped her relationship with control and freedom. Mary Alice Brandon was born in 1901 in Biloxi, Mississippi, and she spent the majority of her short human life locked in a mental asylum. Her human ability to see glimpses of the future was diagnosed as schizophrenia, and her family committed her to the asylum when she was just 19 years old. She was subjected to brutal, dehumanizing treatments, including electroshock therapy, that left her with almost no memory of her human life. She was locked in a physical cage, stripped of every ounce of autonomy, and left to the mercy of the people who ran the asylum. The only thing that kept her alive was her ability to see the future, to know when a nurse was coming to hurt her, or when a vampire who worked at the asylum was going to turn her to save her from the tracker James. For Alice, her precognition was the only thing that gave her a sliver of control in a life that was entirely out of her hands. It was the key that let her escape the physical cage of the asylum and find her way to Jasper and then to the Cullen family. She spent her human life trapped in a cell, and she believed that her gift would let her live a life of total freedom in her eternity as a vampire. But what she did not realize was that she was trading one cage for another. The physical cage of the asylum was replaced by an invisible, inescapable cage of determinism, built by the very visions that saved her life. This is the tragedy that sits at the heart of Alice Cullen's character, and it is the foundation of every part of this analysis. The world sees her gift as a blessing, a superpower that makes her life easier, happier, and more free. But the truth is that her gift is a curse that robs her of the very thing she spent her entire human life craving. The freedom to live her life on her own terms. The freedom to be spontaneous, to be surprised, to make a choice that is not dictated by a future she has already seen. The freedom to be fully present in the moment, instead of living her entire life in the future timelines that play out in her mind. She is trapped in a loop where she uses her gift to protect the people she loves, but every time she uses that gift, she tightens the chains of her own captivity. She is the architect of her own prison, and she can never walk away from it because walking away would mean putting the people she loves in mortal danger. Over the course of this series, we will break down every layer of this paradox and unpack the true cost of Alice Cullen's gift. We will challenge the romanticized myth of her precognition and reframe it as a debilitating psychological burden that shapes every part of her existence. We will examine how the mechanics of her power turn every potential future into a mandatory script she must follow, trapping her in a deterministic cage that she can never escape. We will look at how her bright, bubbly personality and spontaneous nature are a carefully curated performance, designed to mask the fact that her every move is dictated by the visions in her head. We will explore the existential trauma of the moments where her gift fails her, and the blind spots in her vision leave her stripped of the only safety net she has ever known. And finally, we will confront the illusion of her happy ending and argue that Alice Cullen is the most tragic figure in the entire Twilight saga, trapped in a loop of her own perceived destiny for all eternity. Synced. Every part of this analysis is rooted in the official canon of the Twilight books, written by Stephanie Meyer, and the on-screen portrayal of Alice Cullen by Ashley Greene in the film franchise. We will not rely on fan theories or headcanons or unsubstantiated readings of the text. Every point we make will be backed up by specific moments from the books and the established rules of the Twilight universe that Meyer laid out over the course of the series. We will also draw on established psychological and philosophical research to give context to the impact that Alice's gift would have on her mental health, her identity, and her experience of freedom. This is not a takedown of Alice Cullen or a criticism of her choices. It is a deep dive into the quiet, unspoken tragedy of a character who is beloved by millions, but whose core pain is almost never recognized by the audience that adores her. The visual narrative paradox of Alice Cullen is not just a quirk of her character. It is a powerful exploration of what it means to be free, and what we lose when we sacrifice the present moment for the illusion of control over the future. Alice's story is not just a supernatural fantasy. It is a reflection of the human experience, of the way we all trade present joy for future security, and the way we build our own cages in the pursuit of safety. We all have moments where we sacrifice spontaneity for planning, where we give up authentic choice for the comfort of certainty. Alice Cullen just takes that universal human experience to its most extreme, heartbreaking conclusion. She has the power to see every possible future, but she can never have the one thing that makes life worth living: the freedom to live it one unplanned moment at a time.